How did one drunk truth on my anniversary turn into papers served in my office lobby? Why did my husband stay calm, let everyone think he was the villain, and then end it in daylight with a legal order? What was I supposed to do when the temporary rules started that same day? My name is Orwell Halloway, but people call me Rue because it sounds softer. I worked in customer success at a small software company, and I like to think I carried the whole team. I was the one who fixed angry clients, smoothed problems, and made people feel safe. I told myself that made me a good person. So when my marriage felt boring, I told myself I deserved something more. I said I was still young. I said I needed to feel wanted. I said it was not a crime to want attention. Our anniversary landed on a Friday. Graham booked a table at a nice restaurant with warm lights and quiet music. He wore the same clean shirt he always wore, the one that made him look careful and polite. I watched him and felt annoyed by how steady he was. I told myself he did not understand passion. I told myself he had a habit of making life look small. I drank before the appetizers came. Graham asked if I was nervous. I said I was celebrating. He asked if something was wrong. I said he always looked for problems. He asked if I wanted to go home. I said no, because I wanted the night to mean something. I wanted him to feel a little fear. I wanted him to look at me like I could leave. My phone buzzed under the table. I saw Tyler's name and felt that quick lift in my chest. Tyler was my ex, and he still knew how to make me feel bright. I had told myself it was a stupid habit, not a real choice. I had told myself it did not count the same, because we had history. In my head, it sounded clean. Graham noticed my eyes drop. He asked who was texting. I said it was Danny, my sister. He asked why I was smiling. I said the message was funny. He did not press hard. He never pressed hard. That was part of why I did not respect him. Or at least, that is what I told myself then. I ordered another drink and then another. The room got softer. The sounds blurred. It felt like I could say anything and it would not hurt me. Graham asked me to slow down. I said he was acting like my dad. I watched his face tighten, and it felt like power. That was the ugly truth. He asked what I wanted for the next year of our life. I said I wanted him to stop acting like love was a schedule. He asked what that meant. I said I wanted to feel chased again. He asked if he had done something wrong. I said he had stopped seeing me. Then I did the thing that turned the table cold. I told him I still slept with Tyler sometimes. I said it like I was giving him a fact, like I was giving him the weather. I expected heat. I expected him to slam his hand down, or at least raise his voice. I expected him to beg, because begging would prove he cared. But Graham only stared at me, and his face went blank in a way that scared me more than anger. He asked if I was serious. I said yes, because I hated the silence and I wanted to cut it. He asked how long. I said it had been on and off. He asked if it was recent. I said it did not matter, because the real problem was him. I said he had pushed me away. I said he was never there, even when he sat right in front of me. A couple at the next table went quiet. I noticed it and I did not stop. Part of me liked that other people could hear. It made it feel like a story I was controlling. It made it feel like he could not twist it later. That is what I told myself, even though I was the one twisting it. Graham put his napkin down slowly. He asked if I was drunk. I said I was honest. He asked if I wanted to leave. I said yes because suddenly I did not like the room looking at me. He paid without arguing. He did not insult me. He did not grab me. He just stood up, calm and stiff, and walked out like the night was finished. Outside, the air was cold and sharp. I felt my face burn. I told him he was embarrassing me by acting like a stranger. He asked if I wanted him to call a car. I said he was punishing me with silence. He said he was trying to stay calm. I said calm was fake. I said real men fought for their wives. He looked at me like he did not know who I was. In the rideshare, the driver kept the radio low. I could see the city lights slide across the window. Graham sat beside me but angled toward the door. He asked again how long it had been. I said I could not remember exact dates. I said it was not constant. I said it was only when I felt lonely. He asked if it happened after I told him I was working late. I said he was making it sound ugly. I said he always had to make me the bad one. My phone buzzed again. I turned it face down fast. Graham noticed. He asked if it was Tyler. I said it was work. He did not argue. He just looked ahead. That made me angry because I wanted a fight I could win. When we reached home, our porch light was on. The driveway looked normal, like nothing had changed. That made me feel like my confession could still be treated like a mistake. I walked in first, ready to talk, ready to spin it into something we could heal from. But Graham did not go to the bedroom. He went to the hallway closet and pulled out my biggest suitcase. He did it with the same quiet focus he used when he fixed the Wi-Fi. He opened drawers, folded my shirts, and placed them inside. He did not throw anything. He did not slam doors. That calm packing felt like a verdict. I asked what he was doing. He said he needed space and he wanted peace in the house for the kids. I said it was our anniversary, and he was being dramatic. He said he could not share a bed with me after what I said. I told him I had only said it because I was drunk. He asked if it was true. I said it was complicated. He asked again, and I said yes, but I also said it was his fault. He carried my suitcase to the front door and set it down. Then he brought another bag. I followed him and tried to laugh. I said he was acting like he planned this. He did not look at me. He walked past me and went back to the closet. In the kitchen, I saw 2 mugs on the counter, set far apart, like someone had moved them on purpose. I saw his laptop open for a second before he closed it. On the screen, there was a calendar with a reminder that said, "Meeting, personal," and a time for next week. He clicked it away fast. I asked what that was. He said it was nothing, just a reminder. His tone was flat, but his hands were steady. I told him he was trying to scare me. I told him he was cold. I told him he cared more about control than love. He asked me to stop yelling because the kids were asleep. I said I was not yelling, and then I heard my own voice echo in the kitchen and knew I was lying. Still, I kept going, because stopping would mean facing what I had done. He carried my last bag to the door and asked me to take it tonight or in the morning. He said I could stay in the guest room if I agreed to keep things calm. I said he was kicking me out. He said he was setting a boundary. I said boundary was just a fancy word for punishment. Then he walked to the guest room, stepped inside, and I heard the lock click. The sound was small, but it hit me like a slap. I stood in the hallway with my bags lined up near the door, and the house suddenly felt like it belonged to him, not to us. I stared at the dark living room and told myself I was still right. I told myself he had made me do it. I told myself he would calm down by morning. But when I looked at my phone, Tyler's unread message still glowed on the screen, and my hand started to shake anyway. In the morning, I woke up on the couch with my phone in my hand. My bags were still by the door. The house smelled like coffee, but it did not feel warm. I heard the kids in their rooms, moving and talking in small voices. I did not hear Graham's steps. That silence made my stomach twist. I told myself he was doing it on purpose, to make me feel guilty. I walked to the guest room door and knocked. I asked if he was serious about locking me out. He opened the door a little and kept his body in the doorway. He asked me to keep my voice low. I said he was acting like I was dangerous. He said he needed calm and sleep. I asked if he wanted a divorce. He said he wanted space right now, and he wanted the kids to have a normal morning. That word, normal, made me angry. I told him nothing was normal, because he never listened. He asked me to stop turning it into an argument in the hallway. He said we could talk later when the kids were at school. I said he was hiding behind the kids. He said he was protecting them from adult problems. I felt like he was trying to sound better than me. At breakfast, Piper looked at my suitcase. She asked why my clothes were by the door. I said it was just a cleaning project. Graham came in and asked Piper to finish her cereal. He told her the morning was busy and we needed to move fast. He did not look at me while he said it. Noah asked if we were going on a trip. I said maybe. Graham told Noah to put on his shoes. The kids accepted it too easily, and that scared me. I did not want them to get used to me being removed. When Graham walked the kids to the car, I followed him onto the porch. I asked if he wanted me gone today. He said he wanted the house quiet, and he wanted the schedule to stay the same for the kids. I said the schedule always mattered more than feelings to him. He said feelings did not change facts. I asked what facts. He said he heard what I said and he believed me. I tried to soften my voice. I said I had been drunk. I said I had been stressed. I said I had said it to shock him because he never reacted. He asked if Tyler was still in my life. I said Tyler was just a person I knew. Graham paused and asked if I would stop seeing Tyler if that was what it took. I said he was making it a test. I said he was trying to control who I spoke to. He nodded once and said we were done talking for now. He drove off with the kids. I stood in the driveway and watched his car turn the corner. I wanted to cry, but I also wanted to win. I opened my phone and texted my sister Danny. I told her Graham packed my bags and locked me out of the bedroom. I told her he was acting cold and punishing. Danny replied fast. She asked if I was safe. I said I was safe, but I felt attacked. I told her I needed somewhere to stay for a few nights because Graham was being dramatic. Danny told me to come over. I packed the bags into my car and drove to her townhouse. On the way, I kept telling myself I was not the kind of woman who begged. I said to myself that men should be strong enough to handle the truth. I said it was his job to fight for me. If he did not, then he never deserved me. That was the story I wanted to hold. At Danny's place, she opened the door in leggings and a messy bun. She looked at my bags and asked what happened last night. I told her I said something stupid after too many drinks, and Graham flipped out. She asked what I said. I hesitated. Then I said, I told him I still had contact with Tyler. Danny's eyes went wide. She asked if I meant contact, or more than contact. I said it was complicated and not her business. She said it became her business when I showed up with suitcases. I moved into her guest room anyway. I hung my dresses in her closet and took over her bathroom shelf. It felt good to settle in like I was a guest who deserved care. Danny made coffee and asked if Graham yelled at me. I said he did not need to yell because he used silence like a weapon. Danny said silence was not a weapon if someone was trying to stay calm. I told her she did not understand marriage. While Danny went to work, I sat on her bed and opened my social apps. I stared at our anniversary photo from last year. I almost deleted it. Then I decided to post something else instead. I posted a picture of a candle on Danny's table and wrote a message about choosing peace. I did not name Graham, but I made it sound like I escaped something. I told myself it was fair because he embarrassed me with the bags. Camille, my friend, replied with heart emojis. She asked if I wanted to go out that night. I said yes. I wanted to be seen. I wanted people to look at me and pick my side. I told myself that if enough people agreed with me, then I could not be wrong. That evening we met at a rooftop bar. The wind was cold, but the heaters glowed orange. Camille brought 2 other friends. They asked why I looked upset on my story. I said, Graham threw me out on our anniversary over a private issue. Camille asked if it was about Tyler again. I said Graham was jealous and insecure. I said he kept acting like a victim. I said he always tried to make me feel like I was too much. They laughed in the way that made me feel powerful. One friend asked if Graham was crying. I said he was sulking like a child. Camille said a real man would not pack bags like that. I nodded and drank, and the drinks made me brave again. I told them Graham was cold in bed, cold in life, cold in every conversation. I did not say what I had done with Tyler. I framed it like Graham was the one failing. Camille lifted her phone and I saw the camera light. She asked me to repeat what I said because it was so real. I repeated it, louder, because I wanted the moment. Later, on the walk back to Danny's car, my phone buzzed. It was Graham. He asked what time I would pick up the kids tomorrow. I said he was acting like nothing happened. He said the kids still needed their routine. I told him he was using them to punish me. He said he was keeping them safe from adult choices. The next day at school pickup, I arrived early and stood near other parents. I felt them looking at me, like they sensed something. When Graham pulled up, he got out calmly and walked to Piper. He asked her about her day. Piper smiled at him in a careful way. That smile stung. I walked up and said we needed to talk. He said we could talk by text about the kids' schedule and nothing else. I said he was trying to silence me. He said he was trying to avoid a public scene. I wanted that public scene because public scenes give you witnesses. I told another mum, close enough for Graham to hear, that he kicked me out after I admitted I was unhappy. The mum's face changed. Graham did not react. He just clipped Piper's backpack and took Noah's hand. As he walked away, I noticed he paused by his car and took a photo of the back seat, like he was checking the car seats. Then he took a photo of the bags still in my trunk as I closed it. He did it quickly, not like a performance. It looked like a habit. It made my skin feel tight. I drove back to Danny's house and told myself he was being petty. I told myself he was trying to build a story. But deep down, I felt a new fear. It was the fear of someone who stops arguing and starts counting. 2 days later, I told myself I needed to feel normal again. I said I needed air and movement. That was the excuse I used to go to the gym near Tyler's place. I could have gone to the one by Danny's townhouse, but I did not. I liked the idea that Tyler might show up. I called it fate when it was just planning. In the gym cafe, I ordered a green smoothie I did not even like. I sat by the window and watched people come and go. My phone stayed face up on the table. I wanted it to buzz. When it did, I felt relief before I even saw the name. It was Tyler. He asked if I was okay. I said Graham was acting cold and trying to scare me. Tyler said Graham always had that small energy. I laughed because the words felt sharp and easy. Tyler asked if I missed him. I said I missed feeling wanted. Tyler said Graham would never understand me. I said Graham did not even try. Tyler told me I deserved someone who did not treat love like a chore list. I knew that talk was cheap, but I still leaned into it. I told Tyler Graham packed my bags like I was nothing. Tyler said that proved Graham was weak. Tyler said a real man would fight. I nodded and told myself Tyler was right because it made me feel less guilty. Tyler asked when he could see me. I said soon, but I told myself I was not promising anything. I said to myself I was just keeping a door open. In my mind, that sounded like I still had control. When I walked back to my car, I noticed a black SUV parked a few spaces away. I saw Graham inside, sitting very still. That made no sense at first. The gym was not near his job. I felt my throat tighten, and then I told myself I was being dramatic. Graham did not look at me. He looked down at his phone, then up, then down again. I saw a faint glow on his dashboard, like a small camera light. I waved, half as a joke. He looked up and nodded once. He did not get out. He did not ask why I was there. He did not accuse me. That lack of reaction annoyed me more than a fight would have. I got into my car fast and drove away, telling myself he was stalking me. I said he was trying to intimidate me, but a different part of me thought he was collecting something. That night, Marilyn, Graham's mom, invited us to dinner. She said she wanted the kids to have a family meal, and she wanted adults to act like adults. Graham texted me the address and the time. He asked if I could bring Piper's sweater. I answered yes. I added a line about how he was being cruel. He did not respond to that part. At Marilyn's house, the dining room smelled like chicken and lemon. The table was set neatly, like she expected a holiday. Piper ran to her grandma and hugged her. Noah asked for juice and laughed too loud. I watched them and felt my chest squeeze. I told myself the kids would be fine, but I did not fully believe it. Graham arrived after me. He greeted his parents. He greeted the kids. He did not greet me with warmth. He asked if I was okay to sit at the end of the table. I said I could sit anywhere because I was not the one with control issues. Marilyn looked at me for a long second and then asked everyone to start eating. During dinner, Marilyn asked how work was going. I said work was stressful and Graham never supported me. Graham's father, Frank, asked if I had been sleeping enough. I said no because I was dealing with all this. Marilyn asked what all this meant. I said Graham was punishing me over a private problem. Marilyn asked if I had been with Tyler again. The question landed heavy. I felt my face heat up. I said Marilyn should not ask me that. Marilyn said she would ask what mattered because children were involved. Graham kept cutting Noah's chicken into small pieces like he did not hear anything. Frank asked if I and Graham were working on a plan for the kids. I said I did not need a plan because I was their mother. Graham looked up then. He asked if we could keep the conversation focused on the children, not blame. I said he loved that word focus because it made him feel superior. Marilyn asked if my online posts were meant to shame Graham. I said I never named him. Marilyn said people were not stupid. I said people could think what they wanted. I said I was protecting myself. Marilyn said the best protection was truth. I heard Piper scrape her fork on her plate and go quiet. After dinner, Graham helped the kids wash their hands. He asked Piper to pick a book. He asked Noah to put toys away. He did it like a teacher in a classroom. Marilyn watched him with a proud, sad face. I watched too, and I felt jealous. I told myself he was performing for his parents. I told myself he was trying to make me look bad. When it was time to leave, Graham asked if I could do the morning drop-off and he could do pick-up. I said he was trying to take my time with the kids. He said it was just a schedule. I said he was treating me like a co-worker. He said that was better than treating each other like enemies. At work the next day, the break room felt colder than usual. 2 co-workers looked at my phone when I walked in. I knew they had seen Camille's clip. I could feel it. Jenna, my manager, asked me to step into a small room with a glass wall. She said HR had concerns. She said my personal life was spilling into the office. I told her people were attacking me because I was a strong woman. Jenna asked me to stop posting about my marriage. I said Graham started it by packing my bags. Jenna said that was not a workplace issue. I said it became a workplace issue when everyone judged me. Jenna said that judgment was not helpful, but policy was policy. When I walked back out, a co-worker asked if I was okay. I said I was fine and Graham was the problem. The co-worker asked if I was safe. I said I was safe and I made it sound like a brave confession. I hated that people asked safe like I had bruises. Graham had never hit me. He never even raised his hand. But I did not correct them because the question helped my story. That evening I went to my car in the parking garage. The lights flickered slightly. I heard footsteps behind me and turned fast. Graham was there, but he was not coming toward me. He stood near his own car with his hands full of groceries for the kids. He nodded and asked if I was picking up anything for Noah's snack day. I said he was acting fake. He asked if I could answer the question. I said fine, I would bring snacks. He opened his trunk and I saw a neat stack of folders. They were plain and labeled in marker: school, bank, utilities. He shut the trunk quickly when he noticed my eyes. I asked what that was. He said it was just organizing. I asked why he needed to organize now. He said because things were changing and the kids needed stability. I heard a soft beep from his phone, like an app starting and stopping. He looked at the screen and then put it away. I asked if he was recording me. He said he used reminders and notes. He said he wanted all conversations to stay calm. I laughed and said he was acting like a lawyer. Graham did not smile. He said he was acting like a parent. I drove back to Danny's townhouse with my hands tight on the wheel. I wanted to text Camille and laugh it off. I wanted to post something sharp. But the more I thought about the folders, the calmer Graham looked. It felt like he had stepped onto a different path, one where my words could not push him around. At Danny's kitchen counter, I set my keys down and tried to breathe. Danny asked how dinner went. I said Marilyn attacked me. Danny asked if I had told the truth. I said truth was not that simple. Danny looked tired, like she did not want to play my game anymore. I told myself she was being disloyal. I told myself everyone was turning on me because Graham was good at pretending. Then my phone buzzed with Tyler's name again, and I stared at it too long before I answered. The next morning, Jenna called me into the HR room again. The room was small and too bright. The wall clock sounded loud. Jenna asked if I understood the policy about public posts and co-workers being pulled into private drama. I said I understood, but I also said it felt unfair. I told her people were judging me without context. Jenna asked what context would change the fact that I had shared private details and let others mock my spouse. I said I never used his name. Jenna said names were not needed when everyone could guess. She asked if I wanted to take a few days off to reset. I said I could not, because I was the one who kept clients from leaving. I said it like a badge. Jenna said performance was good, but behavior still mattered. She asked if my home situation was stable. I said it was stable until Graham decided to punish me. Jenna asked how he punished me. I said he packed my bags and locked me out of our bedroom. Jenna paused and asked if he threatened me. I said no, but I said silence and money could be threats too. Jenna told me to keep my personal life off workplace channels. I agreed out loud, but inside I felt angry. I told myself I was being treated like a problem because I was honest. When I left HR, I checked my banking app. I wanted to reassure myself that I still had control. I saw the balance, and it looked normal. That made me bold. At lunch, I walked to a store near the office to buy a new jacket. I told myself I deserved it. I said it was self-care. I carried it to the register and tapped my card. The payment declined. I tried again, and it declined again. The cashier looked at me with that polite pity. I felt heat rise in my face. I stepped aside and called the bank number. The line put me on hold. A minute later, a message popped up in the app saying my card had been limited and I should contact the account holder. The account holder. That phrase made me feel small. I called Graham. He answered on the second ring. He asked what I needed. I said my card declined and I wanted to know what he did. He said he moved shared spending to essentials only until things were settled. I asked what essentials meant. He said groceries, kids' needs, and household bills. I said he was trying to control me. He said he was trying to keep things stable. I said he was punishing me for speaking the truth. He said he was not arguing, and he was not changing it today. I told him he was acting like I stole something. He said trust was not there right now. I said trust was a two-way street. He asked if I was still seeing Tyler. I said he was obsessed with Tyler. He said it was a simple question. I said I did not owe him answers. He said then he did not owe me shared spending for non-essentials. He ended the call without yelling. I stood in the parking lot with the jacket still in my hand and felt my eyes sting. I told myself he was being cruel. I told myself he wanted me to beg. I walked back into the store and returned the jacket like it was nothing. On the way back to work, I typed a post in my notes about financial abuse. I stared at it, then saved it. I told myself I would post later if I needed to. After work, I went to daycare pickup. The air was cold, and the line of cars moved slow. I watched other parents laugh and talk like life was simple. When Piper and Noah came out, Piper held her teacher's hand. She saw me and smiled, but it was not fully free. Noah ran to me and asked for a snack. In the car, Piper asked why I slept at Aunt Danny's house now. I said it was temporary and fun, like a sleepover. She asked if Dad was mad at me forever. I said Dad was being dramatic. I said he liked to act hurt when he did not get his way. Piper looked down at her shoes. She asked if she did something wrong. I told her no. I touched her hair, and my hand shook a little. When we got to Danny's townhouse, Danny opened the door with her work bag still on. She asked how my day went. I said Graham was trying to scare me with money. Danny asked what I meant. I told her my card declined. Danny asked if I had been buying essentials or shopping. I said it did not matter. Danny said it mattered because facts mattered. That sentence annoyed me. It sounded like Graham. I told Danny she was taking his side. Danny said she was taking the kids' side. I said I was their mother. Danny asked if I was acting like it. I said I was doing my best and everyone was attacking me. Danny asked if Tyler was still around. I said Tyler was just someone I talked to. Danny asked if I was hearing myself. I said she was judging me like an old lady. Danny went quiet, and the quiet felt like a wall. That night, Graham came to pick up the kids. He texted that he would arrive at 6. He also texted a short list of what the kids needed for the morning. Piper's sweater, Noah's extra socks, their school folder. It was all neat. No emotion. I wanted to reply with something sharp, but I did not, because the kids were watching me. When Graham arrived, he greeted the kids first. He asked Piper about her drawing. He asked Noah if he ate dinner. He did not step into the house. He stayed on the porch, like a boundary line. I told him he was being dramatic. He said he was keeping things clear. He asked if the kids' bags were ready. I said yes. He checked the bags without touching my hand. As he turned to leave, I saw his tablet in the passenger seat light up. A small banner showed a cloud message that said a file was uploaded successfully. It flashed and disappeared. I stared at it. I felt that same counting feeling again. I asked what he was uploading. He said it was family information and schedules. He said he was organizing. I said he was building a case. He said he was building stability. Piper climbed into his car and looked back at me. She asked if I was coming too. I said I would see her tomorrow. Graham buckled Noah and closed the door. He nodded once at me, like I was a neighbor. Then he drove away. Back inside, Danny asked why I looked pale. I said Graham was acting like a robot and saving files like he was planning something. Danny asked what I expected after I told him what I told him. I said I expected him to fight for me. Danny asked why I needed him to fight. I said because it proved I mattered. Later, alone in the guest room, I opened Tyler's messages. He asked if I wanted to come by after the kids went to bed. I typed yes, then I erased it. I typed maybe. Then I erased that too. My hands hovered over the screen like I was trying to hold 2 lives at once. I told myself Graham started this by packing my bags. I told myself I was just reacting. I told myself I could fix it when I wanted. But the more I thought about the bank limit, the calm texts, and that uploaded file banner, the more I felt something shifting under my feet. The weekend came with a family dinner, planned at a long restaurant table. It was not my idea. Elena, my mother, said we needed to stop hiding and show unity. She said people were talking, and we had to control what they saw. I agreed because I wanted witnesses. I wanted Graham in a room where he could not just lock a door and go quiet. We met at a family restaurant with bright lights and loud dishes, the kind of place where servers move fast and everyone could hear each other. Danny arrived first with a tense smile. Camille came too, even though she was not family. She said she came for support, but I knew she liked the drama. Marilyn and Frank arrived with the kids. Piper sat close to her grandma. Noah played with crayons and did not look up much. When Graham walked in, he nodded at everyone like this was a work meeting. I tried to start strong. I asked Graham if he planned to apologize for packing my bags. He asked what was best for the kids tonight. I said that was a dodge. He asked if we could keep adult issues away from the children during dinner. I said he always hid behind the kids. Elena said Graham was acting cold. Frank asked everyone to eat first. I pushed again. I told the table that I admitted a hard truth, and Graham punished me like a judge. I said I wanted healing and he wanted control. Marilyn asked if the truth was that I still met Tyler. I said she was being invasive. Marilyn said she was being a grandmother. She said children needed stable adults, not adult secrets. I said I was stable. Danny looked down at her plate, and that made me feel exposed. Camille jumped in and said Graham was humiliating me with money and rules. I felt grateful because it gave me an ally voice. Graham asked Camille to stay out of it. He said it calmly, like a boundary line. Camille rolled her eyes and said he was scary when he got quiet. Graham did not react. He turned to Piper and asked if she wanted juice or water. Piper whispered that she wanted water. Elena told Graham he should fight for his wife instead of acting like a robot. Graham said he was not fighting in public. He said he would not speak badly about me in front of the kids. I said he was already speaking badly by refusing to forgive. Graham asked if I was ready to stop seeing Tyler. I said he was obsessed. He said it was a simple question. I said it was unfair to demand that while he was freezing me out. He nodded once, like he was noting my answer. At some point, Noah dropped his crayon and started to cry. It was not a big cry, just tired and loud. Graham helped him pick it up and wiped his hands with a napkin. He asked Noah to take breaths and count. Noah sniffed and calmed down fast. Watching that made me angry, because Graham looked like the stable parent without trying. I told myself he was doing it to win points. I told myself he was acting. After dinner, in the parking lot, Elena pulled me aside. She said I should post less and talk more. She said people were starting to see me as messy, not brave. That annoyed me because she cared more about looks than truth, and I cared about looks too, but I did not want to admit it. Danny asked if I was okay to drive. I said yes. She asked if I had been drinking. I said one drink did not count. Danny did not smile. Graham walked the kids to his car. He asked me what time I wanted the next exchange. I said he was treating me like a babysitter. He said he was treating me like a co-parent. I said co-parent was a cold word for a marriage. He said the marriage was not the topic right now. I told him I wanted counseling. I said we could go and reset. He asked what reset meant. I said it meant moving forward and letting go of mistakes. He asked if moving forward included Tyler. I said he was still stuck on that. He said he was stuck on safety and truth. On Monday, I tried a different tactic. I sent Graham a long message about love languages and commitment. I said we owed it to the kids. I said I was ready to be honest and grow. I made it sound soft and mature. Graham replied with 3 short lines about pickup time, school forms, and Piper's dentist appointment. He did not mention love. He did not mention me. That made me feel like I was shouting into a closed room. I went back to our house on Tuesday to grab more clothes. Graham said he would be there, only for 10 minutes, for the kids' shoes and lunch items. When I arrived, the driveway looked the same, but the feeling did not. The front door opened, and I smelled faint toner, like someone had used a printer. I told myself I was imagining it. On the kitchen counter, I saw a stack of plain folders. No letterheads, no logos, nothing official, just neat piles labeled in marker. School, bank, household. Next to them was a sticky note that said to bring forms. I read it fast, and then looked away, like looking longer would make it real. Graham came down the stairs with Noah's jacket. He asked if I was taking the kids to daycare the next morning. I said I could. He asked if I could follow the same drop-off time. I said he was controlling again. He said routine helped children. I said I hated how he talked like a manual. He said he hated how I talked like feelings erased choices. I walked toward the hallway closet, like I still belonged there. Graham stepped slightly to the side, not blocking me with force, just making a clear line with his body. He asked me to take what I needed and leave calmly. I said he was acting like I would steal something. He said he was acting like someone who learned trust could break. In the living room, I heard a soft hum, like a shredder running in the office corner. It stopped as I looked that way. Graham did not flinch. He picked up Piper's school folder and checked it. He moved with careful hands. like everything mattered now. I tried to push him again. I asked if he was telling people lies about me. He said he was not speaking about me. I said his mother was turning the family against me. He said adults made their own choices. I said he was enjoying watching me struggle. He said he was not enjoying anything. He said he was tired. I told him he was supposed to fight for me. I said I expected anger, tears, something. Graham looked at me for a long second. Then he said he would handle it properly and through the right channels, and he asked me to contact him only about the kids from now on. A woman in a blazer said my full name in the office lobby and handed me a packet. Graham stood a few steps back, calm, while co-workers watched. The papers set rules for money, the home, and the kids starting today. I tried to speak, but the clerk called his name.